For now, let's assume everyone's friendly. There are lots of ways to do this, and building a robust, scalable web service is challenging. For now, what we're just going to do is set up a simple service running on our own machine. Depending on how your machine is set up and your internet service provider, you might be able to create a server that other people can use that way. But we're not going to get into that now. If you do want to learn to build a scalable, robust, externally hosted web service, which I hope many of you will, I would strongly encourage you to take Steve Huffman's course on web application engineering, which is all about how to do that after you finish this course. But it turns out that setting up a simple service running on our own machine is surprisingly easy. We're going to do this by using a tool called web.py. Despite being simple and small, it's still quite powerful. It was originally built as the web application framework to run Reddit. To install it, all you need to do is use pip, which hopefully you have installed from Unit 9. If not, go back to Unit 9 to see how to install that, or follow the links here, and install it like this. And now we have the web module available to us in Python. Next, I'm going to go a little bit backwards from what we usually do. I'm going to show you all the code that we need to get our search engine running as a web application. And then I'll explain some parts of it. But I think you can figure out a lot yourself, and please try and do that. So here's all the code. We're importing WebPy. If you have the search engine code and you download this code and you've installed the WebPy module, you should be able to try this yourself and see that it actually is running a web service on your own machine. This code is in a file we'll call server.py. Then we can start the web server in a terminal by running python server.py. And we'll see that it prints out that it's listening on port 8080, and it's still running. Note that we haven't got a new terminal prompt yet. So let's try using a web browser to see what it's doing. And here, you can use any browser you want. We'll use a Firefox browser. And we're going to make a request to the local host. So we'll make a request to our local server. We can get the local host by doing all zeros, or we could do localhost and the port number 8080. And we send a request. We can see the server printed out a message, told us something happened, and that's done by the WebPy code. It's telling us that we got a request, and we got a response none. We could do a more interesting request, and this time I'll use localhost. And after the server import, we can put the keyword we're searching for. So let's search for hummus. And now we actually see the response from our lucky search. This is the response we get for hummus. If we try another keyword that doesn't exist in our index, and we get none. You can see in the log the two requests that came in. One was a get for hummus, one was a get for wisdom. So if you got that working, you're running a web server, you're running a web application that responds to queries. We're not going to deal with the complexities of making a nice form and providing a pretty output in this class, but you've got the basic functionality of a web server up and running, and you can do searches by putting them in the URL.